What kind of combat did you yourself see?
Well, we had a lot of different tank battles. The only one I can really recall, name-wise, was the Battle of Albasai. It was a town. They had forces that were in the town that were shooting at us, and we had two companies of just about everything the military has with us. We had some Marines and everything with us. We had A-10 attached to us, Black Hawks, attached to us that would fly back and forth. And we come up to that town. We, shot and did what we had to do. And when the battle was over and they lost, no casualties to us. Our job was to level anything and destroy any equipment. I wasn't part of the leveling. We had engineers that come with us, and they took the old M60 tanks and fit them with equipment and different types of exploding ordnances to help level the town afterwards. So it couldn't be reused, and people come back, use it, and come back behind us. And they went in and destroyed it, tore it down afterwards. They also, afterwards, during Operation Desert Shield, we actually used plastic explosive to blow stuff up so that the Iraqi army couldn't retrieve it and reuse it. That was one of our missions during that, along with having stopping points on major roads to check vehicles for weapons and stuff. If they had weapons, we took them. If they tried to run, we had orders to shoot them.
Did you ever kill anyone or see anyone die?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that, or just leave it?
Well, I can talk about it. Yeah, I can talk about it. I even have a picture of the one of the things that I shot where we had to jump in the tank real quick one evening where it was just starting to get dark, and in the order we got there, I had to jump in the gunner's seat. I loaded and drove when I was there. I was the loader and the driver, but we could interchange the positions, and we did at times. But through most of the actual battles, we were actually in our main things. I did drive in a couple of them, and I loaded in most of them. Where we got in a situation where I had to jump from the gunner, and I had to go in the gunner seat, and the gunner took my place because you just didn't have time to move around. There's not a lot of space inside a turret of a tank, and I shot a BDM, which is a personnel carrier, and with a heat round is the one that I took out. Well, I seen in the roughly 10 to 12 people get in that. Well, what a heat round does is it launches down, it hits the target, there's an explosion that burrows it into the target, and then there's an explosion that heats up as bright as the sun, or as hot as the sun almost. So it literally cremated all of them.
Wow.
So there's no. I have a picture of the inside of it. Nobody got out of it. You don't see a skeleton one in it. I don't have pictures of anything that would show bodies. I didn't take that. That's instilled in my head. But the Sabot round that they have, it's designed to go in one side and out the other and suck anything not tied down through a hole about this big. I didn't get to shoot the tanks, any of the tanks. The VDM was the only thing I shot as far as that. But I've looked in some tanks that were hit, and you would actually see a foot still in the boot, sticking in one of the holes where it sucked the person out. There was a point in time we were still doing some top secret running around looking for intel and whatnot, and technically we weren't there at the time. I'm sure it's all out in the open now. I mean, it's been forever. I mean, but the official story we put about my arm being broke is I slipped and fell off the tank. No, I didn't slip and fall off the tank. They were giving out, or there was people running around looking for, with wads of money. They'd have a wad of 20s and a wad of 25 dinar bills. The 25 dinar bill has Saddam Hussein's face on it, with the watermark type and everything. And people were wanting. I mean, it wasn't worth $1, I think, but people were giving $20 just to have one. You know, and these people caught onto it and they were trying to make money. Well, usually they already had them out. Well, we come across some guys, and the lieutenant on my tank thought that that's what they were trying to do, and he was trying to grab whatever he could to barter to get some. Their hands were in their pockets. They weren't out trying, hey, you know, doing this. So, you know, our weapons weren't charged at that time, and I charged my 45 because we didn't have the 9mm over in Germany at that time. And the sergeant that was the gunner asked me what I was doing because we weren't supposed to do that. And I explained to him what was going on. Well, he said, okay, I'm sitting in the loader's hatch, just kind of sitting where I could spring up and do something if I had to. Well, they pulled their hands out and they had grenades. This is after the ceasefire. I shot all 4 of them, snatched my lieutenant, and we both fell off the tank, and that's when I broke my elbow.
Wow.
I couldn't get a Purple Heart for it, obviously, because, you know, we were doing top secret stuff, so it wasn't recorded as that, which isn't nothing to me. I was doing my job. You know, the awards, the ribbons, none of that to me. If they gave them to me, great. If they didn't, you know, I was doing what I was trained and signed up to do. But grenades did go off. I mean, I know I killed the first 2. The second 2, I don't know if they died from the gunshot wounds or the grenades going off. So, but you know, I saved his life and maybe even ours if they'd have threw them and they fell in the tank. You know. So, I mean, my task force is personally responsible for completely wiping out one of his special forces called the Medina. When the war was over, there was no more of the Medina, which was one of his top elite forces. We took them out. We moved further in 4 days than in any recorded war in history in those 4 days. So that was pretty impressive there. Unfortunately, war is a part of life. I can't wait to the day where we all can just get along and we don't have all this. If you want the inside picture that I was talking about, the vehicle that I had shot, is that.
Wow.
That's inside it. There was 10 to 12 people in there when that was hit. You don't see one soul, no remains, nothing.